Hello student, I am Sangeeta Mansukhani. This is the video number 134 and in this video I will be explain thermodynamics principle of the metallurgy. So some basic concept of the thermodynamics help us in understanding the theory of the metallurgical transformation. So in this topic first I will be explain about Gibbs energy. So see, Gibbs energy is the most important significant term because to understanding the variation in the temperature required for thermal reduction and to predict which element will shoot as the reducing agent for a given metal oxide MXOY. Gibbs energy interpretations are met, so the criteria for the feasibility of a thermal reduction is that at a given temperature, Gibbs energy change of the reaction must be negative. So main basic concept of this topic, for any reaction, Gibbs energy change must be negative. Okay, and the change in Gibbs energy delta G for any process at any specified temperature described by this equation delta G is equal to delta H minus T delta S. Here delta H is the enthalpy changes and T, capital T, temperature and T temperature, and delta S is the entropy change in the process. When the value of the delta G is negative, then reaction will be proceed. So which terms it is necessary for the reaction? First point is, if temperature increase, so that is means directly proportional T delta S, entropy also increase, and T delta S value increase, that is means delta H value less than comparison than T delta S. So T delta S greater, that is means this value negative way, so delta H value we have to find negative way, so delta G is equal to negative. Okay, so if delta S is positive on increasing the temperature, so value of the T delta S increase, so this value in this situation, so delta G will become negative on increasing temperature. Second point is following situation, if coupling of the two reaction, reduction and oxidation both occurs, so result in negative value of the delta G for overall reaction, the final reaction becomes feasible. So such coupling reaction is easily understood by the Gibbs energy delta G. But first we have to draw Gibbs energy graph between the Gibbs energy versus temperature. So through Gibbs energy versus temperature plots for the formation of the oxide, and these plots are drawn for free energy changes that occur when 1 gram mole of the oxygen is consumed. So free energy changes that occur when 1 gram mole of the oxygen is consumed. So this graphical representation of Gibbs energy was first used by H.J.T. Allingham. The graphical representation of Gibbs energy was first used by H.J.T. Allingham, and this provides a sound basis for considering the choice of the reducing agent in the reduction of the oxide. So this is known as Allingham diagram. So Allingham diagram related through Gibbs energy, and in this diagram we have to plot graph between the Gibbs energy versus temperature. Okay, so the graphical representation of Gibbs energy considering the choice of the reducing agent in the reduction of the oxide. Here you see this Allingham diagram given. Here you see temperature given and there Gibbs free energy. Okay, so different reaction also given. So here you see magnesium react with the oxygen, convert into the magnesium oxide. It's graph C. Aluminium react with the oxygen, so convert into the alumina. Zinc react with oxygen, so convert into the zinc oxide. Then carbon monoxide react with the oxygen, so carbon dioxide. Here carbon and then oxygen convert into the carbon monoxide. Here iron react with the oxygen, so convert into the iron oxide. and then upper side you see copper plus oxygen convert into the copper oxide. So depend only in the reduction of the oxides. During reduction, the oxides of the metal decompose and reducing agent takes away the oxygen. So the role of the reducing agent is to provide delta G is negative. So main basic concept, thermodynamics principle of the metallurgy, Gibbs energy, the change in the Gibbs energy for any process at any specified temperature, it is value negative. Okay, must be negative and large enough to make the sum of the delta G of the two reaction, oxidation of the reducing agent, and second one is reduction of the metal oxide. Here you see metal oxide convert into the metal, okay, by releasing the oxygen gas. And if reduction is carried out by the carbon, like see carbon react with the oxygen, so carbon monoxide gas form. But if there may be also be complete oxidation of the carbon, so half carbon react with the half O2, so convert into the half CO2. So complete oxidation, so carbon convert into the carbon dioxide. Incomplete oxidation, carbon convert into the carbon monoxide, and complete oxidation, so carbon convert into the carbon dioxide. On coupling of the reaction, metal oxide react with the carbon, so convert into the metal and then carbon monoxide release. So coupling of the reaction, second one, so metal oxide react with the half carbon and then convert into the metal and then half CO2. So if carbon monoxide is reducing agent, so reaction, this one need to be coupled. Carbon monoxide react with the half O2 convert into the carbon dioxide. So here you write C in the bracket delta R reversible, Gibbs energy negative way, and CO convert into the CO2, small bracket, capital, then after capital bracket. So overall reaction, metal oxide, then carbon monoxide convert into the metal oxide, convert into the metal, and then carbon monoxide convert into the carbon dioxide. So in this thermodynamic principle of the concept, only for you represent that reaction in which carbon convert into the carbon monoxide and then convert into the carbon dioxide. So this overall reaction must important and must you write. Then after the actual reduction of the metal oxide, we want to be accomplished because delta G value for these reaction in general we have to obtain from the corresponding the delta G values of the oxide. First you take oxide way and then any carbon and any other way you take. So metal oxide convert into the metal and then carbon convert into the oxide. So carbon monoxide is reducing agent, okay, so easily convert into the carbon dioxide and then metal oxide convert into the metal. Example 6.1 suggest a condition under which magnesium could reduce alumina. So two equations are. First, aluminium react with the oxygen, so convert into the alumina, Al2O3, and second one, magnesium react with the oxygen, convert into the magnesium oxide. So suggest a condition in which magnesium could reduce alumina. So at that point of the intersection of the alumina and magnesium oxide curves, the delta G becomes 0. Here you see. In Allingham diagram you see, this is the magnesium convert into the magnesium oxide and aluminium convert into the alumina. So both are meet at this point, capital A. So that is means its value is 0. So at that point of the intersection of the Al2O3 and magnesium oxide curves, so delta G becomes 0 for the reaction. So both are completely, here you see 2 by 3 Al2O3 plus here 2 Mg convert into the Al2O3 convert into the aluminium and then magnesium convert into the magnesium oxide. So below that point magnesium can reduce alumina. Okay. Then next 6.2, Although thermodynamically feasible in practice, magnesium metal is not used for the reduction of the alumina in metallurgy of the aluminum. Why? Because temperature below the point of the intersection of the Al2O3 and a magnesium oxide curves. So magnesium can reduce alumina, but the process will be uneconomical. Okay, so thermodynamically feasible. Then next 6.3, why is the reduction of metal oxide easier if the metal formed is in liquid state at the temperature of the reduction? Why is the reduction of the metal oxide easier if the metal formed is in the liquid state? So in liquid state, and if the metal is in liquid state, so entropy is higher. Okay, so the entropy is higher if the metal is in liquid state comparison than in solid state. So entropy is higher, so that is means the value of the entropy change. Formula is delta G is equal to delta H minus T delta S, right? And entropy delta S value is higher. Okay, so value of higher, so is more on positive side when the metal formed is in the liquid state. So metal oxide being reduced in the solid state, so the value of the delta G becomes more on negative side and reduction becomes easier, because delta G value more negative, that is means reduction becomes maximum easier. Next topic is application. Application, here 3 points given. So first is extraction of the iron from its oxides. So properly you listen. Extraction of the iron from its oxide. First process we have to take concentration, then second one is isolation. So after concentration, mixture of the oxide ore of iron like Fe2O3, Fe3O4 is subjected to the two types of the method, right? Calcination and roasting, to remove water, to decompose carbonates and to oxidize sulfides, right? So first is extraction of the iron from its oxide. Iron, Fe and its oxide, so any oxide Fe2O3, otherwise Fe3O4. So after concentration, mixture of the oxide ore of the iron by subjected to the calcination and roasting, to remove water, then after decompose carbonates and to oxidize sulfides. After that, these are mixed with limestone. Whenever this completely subjected, so then after these ore mixed with the limestone. Limestone, that is means calcium carbonate, and coke means carbon, and feed into the blast furnace from its top, and in which oxide is reduced to the metal. So see the blast furnace. See, this is the blast furnace. Downside, two outlets. One side solid waste remove out, and second side pig iron, then upper side molten iron, then after molten slag, then upper side this furnace, this type of made. So two types of the hole create both of side for the blasting of the air and the oxygen. Then different of the temperature arranged in the blast furnace, and then upper side you see ore, limestone and then coke. So reduction of the iron oxide. Reduction of the iron oxide takes place at the different temperature range. A blast of the hot air is blown from the bottom of the furnace by the burning coke. Here you see burning cokes, because upper side is ore, limestone and coke. So downside blast of the hot air is blown from the bottom of the furnace by burning the coke in the lower portion to the give temperature up to about 2200 Kelvin. Okay, so 2200 Kelvin. So here you see 2170 Kelvin, then after upper side 1570 Kelvin, then 1270 Kelvin, then 1070 Kelvin. So different temperature burning of the coke. So the burning of the coke therefore supplies most of the heat required in the process. So the carbon monoxide and heat move to the upper part of the furnace, and in the upper part the temperature is lower, right? Here you see 1070 Kelvin. So in the upper part the temperature is lower, so iron oxide Fe2O3 and then Fe3O4 coming from the top and reduced in the step to the FeO, ferrous oxide. And these reaction can be summarized as first is at 500 to 800 Kelvin temperature. This is the first 500 to 800 Kelvin temperature. So Fe2, first is limestone burn. So calcium carbonate burning, because upper side you see ore, limestone and then coke putting in this furnace. So first burning at 500 to 800 Kelvin temperature, lower temperature range in the blast furnace. So calcium carbonate convert into the calcium oxide and then carbon dioxide. Then Fe2O3 react with the carbon monoxide and convert into the Fe3O4 and then CO2. And this Fe3O4 again react with the carbon monoxide and convert into the FeO, iron oxide and then carbon dioxide. Then higher temperature, when this iron oxide going to the downside and then temperature downside maximum like at 900 to 1500 Kelvin. So this FeO again react with the carbon monoxide, so convert into the Fe and then CO2 gas. Then after carbon coke react with the carbon dioxide and convert into the carbon monoxide. In this way calcium oxide also present, because limestone decompose to the calcium oxide and then carbon dioxide. So carbon dioxide used by the coke and convert into the carbon monoxide. But then calcium oxide, okay, calcium oxide react with the silica SiO2 and then convert into the calcium silicate CaSiO3, and it is a impurity way of the ore. Okay, so calcium oxide remove the silicate impurity of the ore as slag. So the slag is in molten state. So here you see downside in the in the furnace. Here you see molten slag. Molten slag, that is means calcium oxide react with the silica CaSO3 and this slag as a molten way. So molten slag easily out, okay, as a solid waste, separate out from the iron. Then at 900 to 1500 Kelvin you see this reaction. Then in the last way, remaining of the coke, burning of the coke, carbon react with the oxygen, so convert into the carbon dioxide, and finally remaining is iron oxide, because thermodynamics help us to understand how coke reduce the oxide and why this furnace is chosen, because reason main reduction steps. So easily large remaining way iron oxide and react with the coke, so convert into the iron and then carbon monoxide gas. And this reaction can be seen as a reaction in which two simpler reactions have coupled. Okay, here you see FeO plus carbon convert into the Fe plus CO. So two coupled reaction way. First you see iron oxide convert into the iron by removal of the oxygen gas. So delta Rg negative FeO convert into the Fe. And then second one, carbon is being oxidized to the CO. So this is gives energy delta G, carbon comma carbon monoxide. So when both the reaction takes place, to yield the equation this way, delta G for iron oxide and delta G for the carbon coke. Okay, so both reaction so is equal to total reaction. Okay, then after delta G and versus temperature plot that graph, so representing the iron convert into the iron oxide and then carbon convert into the carbon monoxide gas. So here you see in Allingham diagram, here you see iron convert into the iron oxide upper side and then carbon convert into the carbon monoxide downside. So that is means it is a reduce and it is oxidized. Okay. So delta G versus temperature plot representing the change. Iron convert into the iron oxide goes upward and carbon convert into the carbon monoxide goes downward. So they cross each other. Here you also see carbon, Fe convert into the oxygen, FeO, and carbon convert into the carbon dioxide. See this reaction. Fe convert into the FeO and carbon convert into the carbon monoxide. So cross each together. So at about 1073 Kelvin temperature and at temperature above 1073 Kelvin, approximately carbon convert into the carbon monoxide line is below the FeO line. Okay. At about 1673 Kelvin temperature, delta G value for the reaction here you see around 1400 degrees Celsius, FeO convert into the Fe plus O2. So gives energy plus 341 kilojoule mole inverse. Carbon into convert into the carbon monoxide. So gives energy for this minus 447 kilojoule per mole. And then finally FeO plus 2 carbon convert into the 2Fe plus 2CO. And then FeO plus carbon, Fe plus CO. So gives energy, here you see negative value. Okay, this is the graph versus gives energy versus temperature. So here value given. So it is not necessary you read this way. Directly you learn by this graph. Okay, because here also value only given and here directly given. Okay, short wise. Then after result. The iron obtained from the blast furnace contains about 4% carbon and many impurities in smaller amount, like example sulfur, phosphorus, silicon and manganese. So this is known as pig iron. So three types of the iron obtained from the blast furnace: pig iron, cast iron and wrought iron. First is pig iron. Pig iron obtained from blast furnace but contains only 4% carbon and many impurities like sulfur, phosphorus, silicon and manganese, but in a smaller amount. Okay, and it can be molded into the varieties of the shape. Then second one is cast iron. Cast iron is different from pig iron because it is made by melting pig iron with scrap iron and then coke using hot air blast. And it has slightly lower carbon content, about 3%. In pig iron 4% carbon and in cast iron 3% carbon. And it is extremely hard and brittle. Then third iron is wrought iron. Wrought iron, that is means malleable iron, and this iron is the purest form of the commercial iron because it is prepared from cast iron by oxidizing impurities in reverberatory furnace, because first blast furnace we have to use. So pig iron obtained, then cast iron obtained, then from the cast iron we have to form wrought iron. So by oxidizing impurities in a reverberatory furnace lined with the hematite. So Fe2O3 react with the carbon, so convert into the Fe and then carbon monoxide. So hematite oxidized to the carbon monoxide. And we have to add limestone is added as a flux, and then sulfur, silicon and phosphorus are oxidized and passed into the slag. So metal is removed and freed from the slag by passing through rollers. So easily iron is isolate. Okay. Then next second number example application is extraction of the copper from cuprous oxide. So in the graph of the delta G versus temperature for the formation of the oxide, here you see cuprous sulfide Cu2S react with the oxygen, so convert into the copper oxide and then sulfur dioxide, and this copper oxide can then be easily reduced to the metallic copper. Okay, so Cu2O react with the carbon, so convert into the Cu and then carbon monoxide. But in actual process, ore is heated in a reverberatory furnace after the mixing with silica, because FeO react with the silica SiO2. So formation slag FeSiO3, iron silicate. Okay, and iron oxide slag of as iron silicate is formed, and copper is produced in the form copper matte. and this contain cuprous sulfide and then iron sulfide. Okay, so copper matte is then charged into the silica line converter, and some silica is also added, and hot air blast is blown to the convert the remaining FeS and then FeO and cuprous sulfide and cuprous oxide to the metallic copper. So these are 4 reaction given. FeS react with the oxygen, so convert into the FeO. Then this FeO react with the slag, silica, SiO2, so convert into the slag, FeSiO3, iron silicate. Otherwise, with from copper, cuprous sulfide and cuprous oxide. Both are metallic copper. So cuprous sulfide react with the oxygen, so convert into the copper oxide, and this copper oxide react with the again cuprous sulfide, so convert into the metallic copper, and this and removal sulfur dioxide. But this is the solidified copper has blistered appearance. Okay, the solidified copper obtained and has blistered appearance due to the evolution of the sulfur dioxide, so it is called blister copper. Okay, so new term come, blister copper. So solidified copper obtained has blistered appearance due to the evolution of the sulfur dioxide, so it is called blister copper. Third application is extraction of the zinc from zinc oxide. So simple, easy. The reduction of the zinc oxide is done using coke. So react with the coke, okay, and temperature is higher comparison than other cases of the copper. So for the purpose of the heating, oxide is converted into the zinc. Okay. So zinc oxide react with the coke, temperature 1673 Kelvin, so convert into the zinc and carbon monoxide, and then after metal is distilled off and then collected by rapid chilling. Next topic is electrochemical principle of the metallurgy. Electrochemical principle of the metallurgy, it is a principle of the thermodynamics, are applied into the pyrometallurgy, and some principles are effective in the reduction of the metal ions in solution or molten state. So they are reduced by the electrolysis by adding some reducing element. So we have to take any salt in molten way. Okay, and when the reduction of the molten metal salt, in the reduction of a molten metal salt, so electrolysis is done. So such methods are based on the electrochemical principle, but you learn this is the equation, delta G negative is equal to minus small e capital E negative F. So here small n is number of the electron, small n is number of the electron, and E negative is the electrode potential of the redox couple formed in the system. So more reactive metals have large negative values and more electrode potential, and so their reduction is difficult way. So we have to take difference of the two E negative values. So if the difference of the two E negative values, so corresponding to the positive E negative, because negative plus, so corresponds to the positive E negative, and consequently negative delta G. So then the less reactive metal will come out of the solution and more reactive metal will go into the solution. So like example, copper plus 2 react with the Fe. So convert into the copper and then Fe2 plus. Okay, here metal ions are discharged at negative electrodes and deposit there. So which specially according to the electrochemical principle, which metal extract? First is aluminium, and second one example given copper. Okay, so first is given aluminium, and aluminium extract by Hall-Héroult process. Okay, Hall-Héroult process. Okay, see, this is the electrolytic cell for the extraction of the aluminium. Here you see electrolytic cell. Here graphite anode taken, and then outer side anode cathode we taken, and graphite anode attached by the copper clamp, and in which electrolytic cell we have to take molten aluminium, and molten aluminium here downside whenever reactions completed, but first we take molten Al2O3 alumina and then sodium cryolite, okay, Na3Alf6. Okay, outer side of the vessel, it is a steel vessel and with the carbon linking, okay, and carbon linking as a lining as a cathode way, okay, and here outlet for the aluminium. Clear? So graphite anode and then carbon cathode, two types of the electrode we taken. Upper side copper clamp, attach graphite anode, and downside we have to collect molten aluminium slow wise and then outlet, and then we have to take solution of the molten alumina and then sodium cryolite Na3Alf6. Okay, so in the metallurgy of the aluminium, purified the Al2O3 is mixed with the sodium cryolite Na3Alf6. If not possible Na3Alf6, so we have to use calcium fluoride CaF2, and which lowers the melting point of the mixture and brings conductivity, and the fused matrix is electrolyzed. So steel vessel, because carbon cathode is made by steel vessel, so a steel vessel with the lining of the carbon act as a cathode and then anode as a graphite is used. So overall reaction is Al2O3 alumina react with the cathode formed by carbon, so convert into the aluminium and then removal of the carbon dioxide. So this process is known as Hall-Héroult process. And electrolysis of the molten mass is carried out in an electrolytic cell using carbon electrode. Oxygen liberate at anode, because here use graphite anode, so liberating oxygen collect on the graphite anode. Okay, so the oxygen liberated at anode react with the carbon of the anode, producing carbon monoxide and carbon dioxide. Okay, here main basic point is this way: for each kg of aluminium produced, about 0.5 kg of the carbon anode is burnt away. So if 0.5 kg of the carbon anode is burnt, so each kg of the aluminium is produced. So here you see on the cathode and anode reaction, cathode aluminium Al plus 3 melt, gaining of the 3 electron, so convert into the Al and outlet 4. Okay, then anode carbon react with the oxygen, so convert into the carbon monoxide gas, and melted oxygen react with the carbon, maximum excess, so carbon dioxide gas. So you learn, because this process is very important, Hall-Héroult process, and last year also in board exam this question came. Okay, so please learn, and in this year in NEET exam, simple type of question asking which component used in the Hall-Héroult process with alumina. So which use sodium cryolite Na3Alf6, otherwise calcium fluoride. So in the MCQ given Na3Alf6, but you learn, then you complete, then you correct this question. Okay, so please focus this process at this process. Okay, now second is electrochemical principle of the metallurgy. Second example is given: copper from low grade ores and scraps. So copper is extracted by hydrometallurgy from low grade ores, and it is leached out using acid or bacteria. So here you see copper plus 2 react with the hydrogen gas, so easily convert into the copper and then H plus, because here using acid or bacteria. So hydrogen gas use is treated with copper plus 2 retreated with the scrap iron. Okay, so easily convert into the copper solid and then H plus ion. So example 6.4, based on this topic, at this site low grade copper ores are available and zinc and iron scrap are also available. So which of the two scraps would be more suitable for reducing the least copper ore, and why? So you already know about, according to the electrochemical series, standard electrode potential, zinc being above iron, in the electrochemical series. That is means more reactive metal is zinc. So the reduction will be faster in case zinc scraps are used. But zinc is costlier metal than iron. So using iron scraps will be advisable and advantageous. Okay, so we have to use iron. Okay, next topic I will be explaining in the next video. Thank you so much.